Andre Wade was just released once again, come to just speak out on some things and take y'all to the great old days. The great old day. I just pray for peace upon y'all families and that the holidays been good to y'all and a Merry good Christmas is gonna come to those who are worthy of it. You know, I was thinking about the days when I was in the county, and I used to be a kitchen captain. Yeah, a kitchen captain. And you know, in the county, you know, they assign inmates, you know, to certain jobs, and I was a kitchen captain in the kitchen. And I was thinking about the time we had this place where we used to run the cars through to wash, and they called it the car wash. The car wash was a place where we fought, we body punched, and everybody wanted to whoop Dre Dog. Everybody wanted to try Dre Dog because I was a hell of a puncher. And I'll never forget they had this Jamaican dude. He was from New York. He was about 6'2", long dreads back then. This was like in the 80s. So, you know, and he used to see me punch, you know. He used to see me, you know, go at my thing. So one day, he challenged me. He, man, I'm gonna punch you. Well, gonna punch me. The man was 6'2". He was too tall to be doing any body punching. When I tell you, I gave that boy something to go back to New York and tell them people down there in New York about. And I had that weave game down pat. I was so quick that I used to hold my hands, you know, sometimes I didn't even put them up, and I just used that weave thing on them. And I was weaving before they were weaving really in the boxing rings. And man, I tell you, man, I think I broke about 3 ribs, that dude. I fractured them ribs, and he'd come up with that old box style. He would come up in with that old boxing style, and he wasn't, man, I tore that boy up. They used to have this corporal, called him Corporal Griffin. Corporal Griffin, he was the corporal over the kitchen. He was about 5'9", and used to keep his boots real clean and starched down, real military cuff on his military collar. And I tell you, Cleveland Hagen, I think, was the sheriff back then. And man, when I tell you, people used to come in that ODR. When they come in that ODR, he would walk over there and he would look at that signing book and see if they signed in. And go off. I mean, go off. They had this officer. He was about 6'4", muscles all the way up here on his neck. And we used to, when they come to the kitchen, you know, they order things, cookies and coffee and stuff like that, sandwiches. And I used to fix up sandwiches, special types of sandwiches, and take them to the female floors. I was a kitchen captain, so I had an orange band. I was able to go on any floor without an escort. I used to roam by myself. I used to be all in booking. You know, I used to chase them women. And you know, one of the best ways to get to a woman's heart is through her belly. Get that food, put that food up on them, and that was one of my things. But Corporal Griffin told me don't give nobody no cookies, cause we had them chocolate chip cookies everybody used to love, and we had these other kind of cream cookies that they all liked it. So we was low on them, so he didn't want to give one person some and didn't want to get other. So he said don't give none out. So we had like cook captains, car wash captains. We had the commissary captain that worked in them areas. So one day this officer, he come in there, and he was talking about he wanted these certain types of cookies. So he told him, the man told him they couldn't give them. So he went off on the boy. So he told him to holler at the kitchen captain. At this time, ain't no officers around, just me. So man, this man came in there. And I say, what seemed to be the problem? He say, this inmate gonna tell me I can't get no cookies. I said, you can't have no cookies, man. You know, that order's from Corporal Griffin. And he went to going off on me, and I tell him, man, I'm the kitchen cap, man. You ain't getting none. You ain't getting none. What, you gonna go back there and take them? Man, that man was going off on me. And they already didn't like me because I used to be starched down on my uniform. I used to wear the counter stripes. I had it tailor-made from the laundry guys because I used to feed them and stuff. And I used to get my uniforms all creased down and pressed. Man, that man with it going off, so I had to go take him out there to the picket boss, to the picket officer. So we go out there. He was a Spanish guy. So he asked him what seemed to be the problem. He gonna tell me, this goddamn inmate gonna tell me I can't have no goddamn cookies. He said, well, that's the kitchen captain. I'm pretty sure he can't get you none. He said, he's a goddamn inmate. Don't tell me what I can't have. He said, well, you can't get them. So the Spanish guy, he called Corporal Griffin. And at this time, Corporal Griffin was up there getting his boots shined and stuff, and getting him a haircut. And he was so hot when he got off that elevator. And I mean, he had a hell of a walk. Corporal Griffin had one of them kind of walks, you know what I'm saying? He just couldn't. He was an old military guy. And he come up in there. He got off that elevator. We all three of us standing there, the kitchen captain and two officers. So when he walked up, he said, what's going on? So the big guy, the officer, he gonna talk about, this goddamn inmate gonna tell me I can't have no goddamn cookies. He said, yeah. He said, you know that's the kitchen captain, man. That's what he told me. He said, well, you get your goddamn ass up out my goddamn kitchen because you ain't getting no goddamn cookies. Boy, that had him hot. But inmates had authority back then, and you know, in the county. And the county was, man, like I say, it was a rowdy place out there on 10th floor. I was so wild on 10th floor that if I go to jail, they wouldn't even put me on 10th floor because I was just too much of a character in them days. Because everywhere I go, you know, I'm either extorting or I'm whooping. I'm whooping. And I'm talking about, I used to whoop. I'm talking about this. Not saying I was the baddest guy, but you had to bring it on to get with me, man. You had to bring it on, man. You had to come up with something. Because I was a bad man, and them hands, man. But I wasn't a bully. I wasn't a bully. I used to protect people. Especially white boys. I used to protect them white boys. And I was reading a comment about somebody was asking me, did Spanish guys go after black guys in the penitentiary? Well, it had to be one of them situations where something, you know, like a riot thing between Spanish and black. And you didn't have a lot of that in today's time, but back then, you know, that was who we fought against. We fought against them Hispanic guys. But back in the 80s and you know, and on down, if they was on the warpath and they caught one or two black dudes by themselves, yeah, they'll try to get with them. But them Spanish dudes ain't have nothing, man. I know some Spanish guys was good with their hands, but you know, they gonna play with that knife, you know what I'm saying? You know, they ain't gonna bring no chicken to a cockfight, you know what I'm saying? They ain't, you know, they ain't gonna bring no stick to a knife fight. They gonna bring knives. But I whooped a few Mexicans in my time, and I had a lot of Mexicans that was my cellies. And you know, man, and I'm talking about I had some good Spanish cellies, man. I'm talking about them cellies where the other Spanish guys be so mad because my Spanish cellies be showing so much love, and we show much love towards one another, and it was so much respect. We didn't intervene, we didn't argue, we did our thing. We sold tobacco, we smoked weed and had phones, you know what I'm saying? And you know, and that was the level of our relationship as cellies. And whatever, you know, he did among his gang members is what he did, but he didn't bring it in the cell. But I've seen, you know, the Spanish guys, you know, they gonna get out there, you know, and if they don't, you know what I'm saying, they gonna get dealt with by they gang members. They had to fight, you know what I'm saying, or play like they had to fight, you know, it's because you didn't have a lot of Spanish guys in prison go around looking for trouble because they was living up under a rule. And when you living up under that rule, you know, you're gonna get dealt with. And they didn't do a lot of stuff. Spanish guys, you know, they got drunk, you know what I'm saying, drinking that wine and you know, and getting high. That's what they did. And you know, they try to mind their own business until you get in, you know, messing with them. But it wasn't no lot of wars, you know, among us. You got them San Antonio Mexicans think they the baddest, but they gonna sit down somewhere when motherfucker gonna get on their ass. So this is Andre Wade we just released, and I'll be back with something else later.